Hey everybody, this is Kara Brindle, perfectioner and published author. You are in the Aspiring Author series with our final tip, our 10 out of 10 tips for the series. Our last tip, tip number 10, is does it sound like you? When you start to read your written words, does it sound like you? Sound like you out loud when you read it out loud? Does it sound like you to people who might be your beta readers reading the first draft? What are people saying about it? Can they hear your voice? What's it sound like to hear your voice read it out loud? If you ever aspire to have an audiobook down the road, this is a great trial by just saying, let me read a chapter out loud and see if it flows. Do I like the way it sounds? Does it sound like me and the language that I would use? A really powerful tip, I hope, for all of you. And many of you might have heard this even in grade school to read your work out loud to make sure you're checking for punctuation and flow and pauses and periods. But more importantly, does it sound like you as the author? We don't want to put something out there that doesn't sound like you, because you are your brand as an author. So read it out loud, share it with others, ask a few colleagues to beta read it, tell you what it needs, what's missing. Just notice the flow. You're going to read your written words on screen millions of times, but to read it out loud makes a huge difference. So I hope you'll embrace this final tip in our Aspiring Author series to truly get your book written and out there. If you haven't already checked out the other videos, there are 10 videos total in this series, giving you 10 tips to help you get from idea to written to published. I'm sure there are plenty of questions that are going to come out of this series about the publishing process, but this is really about writing your book. So I hope this gives you insight and inspiration to write your book from here forward. Let me know how it's going and best of luck.